Well, hello class. It's been a long time since I have seen you. I hope your health is fine and that the health of your family is also fine. We're living through some very interesting times, and it's been an adjustment, I'm sure, for you as it has been for me this first week of school. So I'm going to be changing some things up a bit and giving you some ideas and some direction of how you can proceed starting on Monday when we start classes back up again. And first of all, I want to say thank you to so many of you who are engaging in your education, posting your photos of your worksheets. Many of you took the quiz 9.1 that I assigned before spring break. And thank you for doing that. I know it's been rough for all of you and a lot of negotiating different classes and how teachers are doing their instruction while we've been forced to be online. So thank you. Now, that being said, there are a number of you that are not engaging in your education and not getting your work in. I'm giving plenty of time for you to do that. So when you see assignments posted on Google Classroom, I'm giving you multiple days to get your work done that's assigned for that day in case you have internet problems or family issues or something else going on. So there's plenty of time to get it done. Even if the assignment is missing or overdue, please, if you get it done, go ahead and submit it. It doesn't mean you won't get some credit for that. Please look at your assignment lists so far in Google Classroom. If there are a bunch of them that you are missing or need to upload, please make sure you get that done. I will let you know I am going to be posting grades shortly in your School Loop account, and I will be grading both your participation in the assignments that I'm sending you and then also any assessments we do like quizzes in Edulastic or other quizzes that I might push out to you. And we will be having some sort of testing at the end of each unit, so we will have some testing in a couple weeks in the Circles unit. All right, so that's an intro. I again miss all of you, and I'm going to go over with you now what it's going to look like from here on out in Integrated Math 2. So the first thing I want to let you know is the best way to get a hold of me. I've sent this to you a couple of times. They are either through the Remind app, and almost every one of my students now is on Remind, so you know you can get a hold of me that way by asking questions or tell me your status if you're going to be late on an assignment or having any other technical issues. You can also send me email in School Loop, but I will tell you I will respond to Remind posts faster than School Loop emails. So starting on Monday, everything that we're going to be doing is going to be posted in Google Classroom, which should make it a lot easier for you to figure out where your assignments are, to figure out whether you've completed your assignments on time. So I'm going to go over a couple things in Google Classroom for you right now, just for those of you who might be a little new to this. I think most of you have had experience in Classroom before, but just in case you have not, let's do a quick overview. So as far as Classroom goes, you can get access to it in your browser on a computer, but I would recommend if you're using your phone, go ahead and download the app. Go to the App Store in whatever phone you have and download the Classroom app. There's some real advantages to that. One, the screen format is easier to work with if you're going to upload videos from your phone. And number two, if I post new assignments or grade your assignments, you should get notifications that that's been done so you can keep track on what I've pushed out to you as far as assignments and also feedback from me as far as grades or other issues. If you look at the main Google Classroom screen, you've got an option that says Stream, and I'm going to go over that for you real quick. Stream just shows you all of the postings for assignments that I've put up, and they're always going to be in order from newest to oldest. So as I push out assignments, you're going to see the new ones showing up on top. So that's the first thing to take a look at in Stream. Let me see what else we have here. Should have a place where I can see upcoming assignments. Let me see if that shows up here on the bottom. Nope, it does not. Let's see if Classroom does. All right, let me open up my screen format a little bit and maybe I can see the upcoming assignments. Sorry, I had to pause there for a second because upcoming assignments weren't showing. I have to open my screen up a little bit more to actually let you see that. So let me see if I can get that. There we go. So now you can see on this stream page, there's also an option that says upcoming assignments. It shows you what is coming due. If you click view all, you can actually filter this by different options. So you can actually see, let me get this to be full screen here. If you go into filters, you can actually ask for just look at assigned work, just look at work that you've gotten returned back to you with a grade, and then an important one here is just to show you missing assignments that you have. So in this case, you can see I have missing assignments that I have not done yet. So there is the main part you would see on the stream. If you go to classwork, it's a little bit different. Classwork gives you some more information. When you go there, you still see your assignments, but you're going to see that, let me see if I can get this to show up for you. You can see that some of the assignments, the little icon is gray. That means it's been turned in already by you. If the assignment is still color, like in this case you see these assignments all show with a green dot, that means that you have not submitted them or marked them as complete yet. So if you click on also view your work, you're going to get into the same screen you would have if you clicked on the show your work or upcoming assignments in the stream screen. The important thing here is to also see I'm showing you what your current percent is. So I will be grading your assignments as far as completion goes, and you'll see what your score is. This score will actually be showing up in School Loop, and I'll be posting that probably about once a week. So when you look at your work, you can see all your assignments, if they've been graded, if they're missing. Notice you can also see, did I comment or did you comment? And also, did you attach a file? So you can actually see a little more detail here. Of course, if you want to go into any one of those assignments, you can open that up again and it will show you the details. Click on that again and it closes. One other note about this percent class, I want to let you know, mostly I'm grading based on completion and effort. If you're doing your work, I'm giving you credit for it. This does not mean that all of your work is correct. I'm expecting you to check your answer key on your worksheets to verify you know how to do it and to ask me questions if you need some help or support. And certainly you can just type a comment in and ask me to help you through a question and we can figure out how to do that. I can either talk you through that, using a video conference, so I might be setting that up next week, or just type back a response to you to give you some help. So that is mostly participation points as far as getting your work done. All right, talking about uploading your work. Let's go back to classwork. As far as uploading your work goes, I think you have learned this already. I want you to normally upload photos only, and you can do that a couple of ways. If you're in a particular assignment, let me see if I can get this in here. Let me go back. So in a particular assignment, you will see options for adding or creating content to send back to me. When you go into that, if you're working on your computer, you're going to use File to upload a file photo. If you're using the app on your phone, then there's going to be an option for sending a photo. I think it says Pick Photo, and you can upload photos from your camera, reel. So there are the ways I normally want you to upload your information. Sometime down the road, we might be having you upload docs or slides, but for now, keep everything in photos because that's the easiest way for me to see your assignments. Also, when you're in an assignment class, please make sure you are reading the directions carefully. Everything is detailed for you, tells you exactly what I'm expecting you to do and what I'm expecting you to upload. In particular, remember, when you upload photos of your work, make sure your name and your period number are written in pen at the top. Also, from here on in, I am not going to accept photos of computer screens where you've done your work on the screen. You must either do it on a separate piece of paper or you must be able to print the worksheet and actually complete the worksheet. And then the last thing, I've had a couple of you send me photos that are so zoomed out, I absolutely cannot read the work. And from here on in, I'm not going to accept that. I'm going to ask you to send the photo over again so I can actually read your work. On the note of not being able to print out your worksheets, most of you, thank you, have read directions already and know what to do. Please make sure you're following these guidelines. I'm not going to read them through for you. You can do that on your own, but do your work on a paper, follow these guidelines, and then take those pictures. All right, so that gives you an idea what we're dealing with as far as uploading things. All right, and there's stream and there's classwork. Okay, comments. If you want to comment on something, if you want to send me some kind of a message, every assignment has an option for you to be able to comment on the bottom. Let me see if I can actually see that on this one. I'm in this smaller mode right now. It's getting a little more difficult for me to actually see everything. Let me see if I can get it here. If I open it up a little bit more. I'll view the assignment. Here we go. Now I should be able to see it. So you see private comments. So if you've got some issue with this assignment or something going on, send me a comment. I typically will see those pretty quickly. So there's a place for you to comment, and if I see something wrong with an assignment or want you to submit, I will send you a comment the exact same way. So there's a way that we can communicate within a particular assignment, and that's private. That's just me to you and you to me if we are using that option. All right, let's see what is next. Okay, question, no. Okay. All right, so assignment samples. So I'm going to show you now what your assignments are typically going to look like. So there's going to be mostly 3 different types of assignments now I'm going to post into Google Classroom. The first one is going to be worksheets. Sorry, the first one, let's cover Flipbook. So when you go into an assignment, I'm going to be putting the date on there so you know what date I assigned it. So this is an old one. I'm just using this as an example for you. Again, don't worry about not seeing these yet. I was not posting them this way before. This is the new way starting on Monday that I will post your assignments. March 17, Flipbook. When you go into that assignment, you will see a detailed description of what you're being asked to do. And then class, to make it easy on you, I'm giving you a link directly to the video or videos that you're supposed to be watching and filling out in your Flipbook. So you can just go directly to the assignment and you'll see links to the videos that you should be watching. All right, so that's pretty easy how to deal with a Flipbook assignment. Worksheets. When you go into a worksheet assignment, same thing, you will see a detailed description. Let me see if I can get that to show up. A detailed description of what you're supposed to be doing. You will see down here on the bottom all the links that are required. Here is the link to the worksheet. Here's a link, and I'm not sure how many of you have used this, but I'm posting guidance videos with every worksheet where you can go in and actually hear me give the kind of instruction that I would have given to you on that worksheet if we were in class together, particularly questions that I find might be difficult for you to know how to do. I'll give you some guidance on that. So I would strongly suggest don't try to fill out the worksheet until you have a chance to listen to the guidance video. And if you're able to print the worksheet, that's great because you can actually follow along while you're watching the guidance. If you can't print the worksheet, then watch the guidance video first and make some notes to yourself, and then when you're actually doing your worksheet, you can use those to help you. And of course, you can always go back and watch the guidance video again. And then, once you get done doing your guidance video and doing your worksheet, you're going to see I put a note on here for you to remind you. Go to the class website and ask me questions. Let's say you have a question on number 17 or number 15 or maybe 17 and 15. There's an opportunity for you to electronically raise your hand and ask me to work those problems out. I'm getting a few of you to respond to that. I would love to see more so I know what questions are stumping you all the most, and I will make sure I'll give you help on that. Last thing I want you to do when I'm not with you is to have questions you don't understand and never raise your hand. Never ask me to actually work it out, and then I'm figuring out you're not going to know how to do that problem. So the way you do that is pretty easy. You'd go to the website, and I do have a link on this assignment. If I go down and show you this, here's the worksheet, here's the guidance, and if you click on this link, you'll go right to the website, and then from the website, you're going to click the homework Q&A. And when you go into that, you will see your worksheet questions. Put in your email address, put in your period number, and then go ahead, and your code is the number that you see in the upper left-hand corner of your worksheet. It's usually a 4-digit code. And then ask me questions. First question number, second question number, third question number. If you only have one question to ask, just put one in and leave those blank. If you have three, up to three, you can ask for three. And then ignore these last two. This is if we were going to give support from another student in class. These are not usable at this point, so ignore those two. Just ask 1, 2, or 3 questions from the worksheet. When you submit, I'll be looking at those a couple days later, and then I will post a questions video that actually goes over those for you so you guys can get help on the ones that you're struggling with. All right, so that covered, let's see, that covered worksheet, that covered flipbook, and then this is what a questions assignment is going to be. And you notice, class, it's not an assignment. There's nothing necessarily to turn in. When you go there, this is where you're going to see a video of the questions that the class has asked me to go over. And the only thing you have to do is there's a link to the actual website in YouTube. If I click on this, I want to show you that. Notice that, let me see if I can get this a little bit smaller so you can read this a little bit better. Notice that every question you ask is going to be in this playlist, IM2 circles questions. And it's going to be sorted by your worksheet number. So if you go to this video, circumference and area questions, these are the questions that students asked me to actually go over. And if you look at the title, it actually tells you what questions I'm covering. So on this one, I reviewed 5, 12, and 16. If any of those are issues for you, you can watch that video and take a look at the help I'm going to give you on it. Another one here, tangents and circumscribed angles. If we look at that, you'll see that, looks like that video, I did not put the actual, oh, there it is. 15, 16, and 17 were the ones I reviewed. After that class, I'm going to do my videos a little bit different. I'm going to give you separate videos for each question. So on this one, here's worksheet 912. The name of the worksheet was Inscribed Shapes. Here is help for question 9. I had students ask me that. I had students ask me for question 7. So on this worksheet, there's 2 help. And then area and sector area, only 1 question was asked on that particular worksheet, question number 14. So use these as a help to cover what are likely to be the more difficult questions so you can get help from me directly without having to be in class with me. So there are the 3 main types of things I'm going to be posting for you. There'll be other things like quizzes or other assignments, but these are the ones I want to make sure you guys are all very familiar with how to work in. And if you don't understand something, once Monday comes along, hey, send me a comment, and if it's something that I know other people are going to have questions on, I'll make sure I'll shoot out a reminder to everybody to give you all help. Okay. Last thing I want to cover with you is doing grades. So when I'm grading, I'll let you know everything you do in classroom again is going to get posted in your grade. Watch closely, class. If you're choosing not to do your assignments, you're going to start getting zeros accumulating in your grade, and that's going to affect your overall grade. Quizzes and any other assessments I do, same thing. I will post those in the grade book. So I've got to encourage all of you. For those of you who are being so faithful in doing your work, awesome. It's impressive to see that, and I see a lot of you are definitely watching your videos because when you're doing your worksheets, I can tell you understand some of the more difficult questions. There are some of you who are trying to do the worksheets without watching the videos, and I can tell by your work that you're just guessing. So use the video support, use my question videos, use my guidance videos to help you. And just be aware again that these are all going to start hitting your grade in school loop pretty quick. Any questions you have for me, again, you can use Remind or use School Loop. I'm also going to, probably starting on Monday, I'll send you some information. I'm likely going to start to set up office hours. So that means on the days of the week that we're in class, Monday through Friday, I'm probably going to pick times during that day that I'll be available on either Zoom or Google Classroom, where you can log in and join a video conference with me. Maybe you have questions on a worksheet or something you don't understand in our assignments or something you don't understand in the videos. You'll have a chance to ask me just like you could in class or doing tutoring, and I'll guide you through that, either just talking you through it or I can show you on my screen the worksheet and how to work out those problems. So I'm hoping some of you will take advantage of that. I know that early mornings are probably pretty impossible for most of you, so it's usually going to be late morning or sometime in the afternoon. That being said, if there's anything that you feel you're so struggling with that you just need a face-to-face talk, send me a comment on Remind or in one of your assignments in Google Classroom, and I will try, if I can, to set up a video conference with you so we can talk you through it. My goal is to make sure as many of you as possible can succeed during this time. And if you're willing to do your work and keep up with your education, I'm all in, class, to give you the support that you need. So that being said, I'm going to say goodbye for now. I know it's a long video. Hopefully this is preparing you for Monday. Again, any missing assignments, please watch the due dates and get those turned in, please. And look at my notes here. I think we are good to go. Everybody, I hope you're enjoying the best that you can what we're calling a spring break. And we'll be back in communication with you on Remind in the next day or so. All right, have a good evening.